shared this story a gazillion times with you guys. I have suffered from alopecia twice in my life. And this week, a really good friend of mine reached out to me and she said, listen, I have a friend who's heard you say that, and she wants to know what you've done in the past to treat it, because she's really suffering from hair loss and thinning hair. And it just broke my heart. So this is iGrow. And if you guys can just stay with me here, I realize that if that's a problem you've had, you probably have tried every cream, potion, lotion, pill in the back of the magazine. Men's magazines, beauty magazines, doctor shows, network news shows have all been talking about iGrow. And as we invite out Jonathan Graff, who really comes on air with iGrow, but also, hi friend.
Hi, how are you doing?
Jonathan has sat in on thousands of hair loss consultations with men, women, married couples, many of whom have been brought to tears by the loss of their hair and the fact that they feel powerless and don't know what to do. And so I, having been down that road twice, wanted you guys to hear about iGrow if you still haven't, because we have the easy pay, we have the shipping and handling, we have the 6-month return policy that allows you to try something that doesn't hurt. It's totally hands-free. It's super easy. It's patented. It's FDA cleared. But the best part, Jonathan, is that in a clinical study of the group of people that were eligible to try it and use it and see results, it worked on everybody. It grew hair on everybody.
Yes, that's right.
This helmet.
We actually did 2 double-blind clinical studies, and in these 2 clinical studies, people who used the iGrow, 100% of men and women grew more hair in only 16 weeks. It was really
100%.
quite remarkable. Right. As you said, hair loss is such a big problem. It affects over 80 million men and women worldwide, according to the American Academy of Dermatology. However, my experience is, if you're out there and watching, if you're over 40, you have less hair than when you were 20.
Of course.
We don't youthen. It gets worse fast or it gets worse slow. This is a real solution for men and women's hair loss, and I'm very excited to bring it here to QVC, back here to QVC.
You know, if you're skeptical, it's okay, because I read the reviews today, because I love this concept, this item, Jonathan, so much. I was skeptical, quote, about this purchase. I must say I am a believer. Another woman writes, I've tried creams, I've tried serums, I've tried shampoos. They itched, they gave me rashes, they were expensive, they smelled funky. I gave up, and now iGrow is working and restoring my pride and dignity. All right, buddy, what is iGrow?
Well, what the iGrow is really just the latest evolution of a technology. It's called low-level light therapy. This is something that's been used in doctors' offices and clinics for decades for treating men and women's thinning hair. You can't change what light does, you can just change how it's delivered. So what we've done is taken this proven technology out of a doctor's office environment and made it easy to do in the comfort and privacy of your own home. I can show you exactly what we've done with the iGrow to make it so unique.
Wait, before you do that,
sure.
Can we look at the pictures?
Actually, you know what?
Again,
that's a much
I know
better
the helmet
idea.
looks funky. It's got headphones. Why? You're not sure you're even convinced. You might be when you see these pictures.
Now, this is Lasanthi. I love to just show what's important: more hair in a 16-week period. Lasanthi had thin hair to begin with. Anybody watching with thin hair now, you know you don't have a lot of hair to lose before it's really a problem. These are the results Lasanthi got in only 16 weeks. Everybody's a little different, but the average improvement in our 2 clinical studies was 35% more hair for men and 37% more hair for women. Watch this gradual transformation. These are time-lapse or morphing photos. This is Daniel, a young guy. This is what 35% more hair can do for your appearance. What's important and I love about these pictures is these are people who used the actual iGrow and nothing else for 4 months, and these are the results they got. Look at Michelle's improvement. This is the kind of hair loss I saw so often for so many women, that thinning part line. If you're watching today and you see, looks similar to this before picture, give you an idea of timelines. That after picture is 4 months later. If that before picture is you now, that after picture is you after Christmas or right around New Year's. To give people an idea. So anybody who's watching now, I'm sure there are people who saw when I debuted with you the iGrow here about a year and a half ago, and for whatever reason decided not to try it, or saw it a year ago or 6 months ago. The next 6 months are going to go by whether or not you give this a try.
Right. And you use it every other day for about 25 minutes. It sits on your head without you holding anything. It is hands-free. It is painless. It's FDA cleared. It's patented. It's powered by light therapy. And you use it in your home while you're doing other things. The headphones are so that you can listen to music. Maybe you're, doing the crossword in the back of the magazine. Maybe you're typing emails. You have 6 months to try this. But all of these before and afters, which we're going to show you more coming up, they were after 4 months. So you'll certainly know before your return policy is even expired if this is working. And I don't mind pointing out another woman, because I'm so passionate about this, because there's hope. There's hope, there's hope, there's hope. Another woman says on QVC.com, I used it for 6 months. I have lots of new hair coming in. Jonathan, her hair grew.
That is just the best thing
grew.
I get to hear. I speak in front of doctors' groups and at medical clinics and certainly at medical conventions around the world. But the best part of what I get to do is talk to people like these people who are writing in with these reviews to hear what it's done for their lives. More hair, you can talk about 35% more, 37% more hair. What's important is not just how much hair someone got, but what has it done for their improvement and for their lives. In our and again, it was 2 published double-blind clinical studies, people who used the iGrow, 100% of those subjects in those clinical studies grew more hair in only 16 weeks of using it. The treatment protocol was only 25 minutes every other day while they're doing what they're already doing all the time, which is watching TV like people are now, checking your email, listening to music through the high-quality headphones. Again, if you're going to be doing these things anyway over the next 6 months, you may as well be regrowing your hair at the same time.
Okay, you're going to actually show us how to use it in studio, but I do also want to call out what you're seeing on your screen. That is the therapy. That is the buzz in these clinical conventions and environments where Jonathan trains and also discusses hair loss, and also the buzz in just about every editorial press that can get their hands on this concept for a story. It's called iGrow. A clinical grade, medical grade company produces iGrow. Show us how we put it on. And then we're also gonna, we're gonna tackle, look, it worked on everybody that was eligible to use it in the clinical study. But there are still people that are gonna use it, and you have nothing to lose by trying, that it can't work on because the degree of your hair loss is too far gone. Yeah. But first, would you?
Certainly. Well, here's how easy it is to use the iGrow. First of all, it's extremely lightweight. High quality doesn't mean heavy. In fact, today it means exactly the opposite.
Yeah.
It's very lightweight. You simply plug it into the wall so there's a consistent power supply. Consistency is extremely important with this kind of therapy for getting the best results possible. Simply put it on the head, adjust the high quality headphones so it keeps it stable on the head, plug it into the wall, turn it on with the handset.
Yep.
And simply push the button that looks the most like you. The iGrow will turn itself on, turn itself off. It'll start counting down 25 minutes. Now, as you can see, it's bathing the entire scalp at the same time for the entire 25-minute treatment program, completely 100% hands-free. Once I put it on and turn it on, I don't have to touch it again and wonder, did I do it right? Did I miss a spot? We wanted to take that human element out, the human error factor. And what I can do now is anything I'd like. I can be playing the piano, talking. I can certainly hear through the high-quality headphones, watch TV. I can even speak on my phone using the included audio jack that plugs into the handset. The high-quality headphones work extremely well for either listening to music or watching TV. Actually, my girlfriend likes to use it when she plays her video games because the speakers are so good. She says, I hear
honestly,
things
when we
that
talk
I
about
haven't heard
women
before.
discovering iGrow, it's true. The pride and dignity, the self-esteem.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so emotionally painful as a woman to suffer from hair loss. We're going to show you these charts quickly because we want you to understand there will always be a faction of people iGrow cannot help. And who are those people, Jonathan?
Well, Sean, the iGrow has been clinically tested and is FDA cleared for men and women's genetic hair loss. That's mild to moderate hair loss. If you look similar to these renderings for men, that thinning through the top, your hair's not growing as quickly or as fast, your forehead's turning into a 5-head. This is the type of hair loss the iGrow is clinically shown very effective for. Women, a similar idea, that wide part line like you saw in Michelle, and I'll show you some more pictures coming up. If you look similar to these women, this is the type of hair loss the iGrow is extremely effective for, and we tested on people with light skin to medium dark skin. It's not that it won't work with people with much darker skin, but it's very hard to count clinical results when the hair is much darker, when the hair and skin are the same color and very dark. Now again, as you mentioned earlier, nothing works on 100% of people.
Of course not.
Nothing does. 2 people on the identical diet get very different results.
Correct.
Now, what we wanted to do, and our partnership with QVC allows us to do, is we want to make anybody out there who's watching, who's experiencing thinning hair, anybody is welcome to give the iGrow a try for a full 6 months. If you're not satisfied that it's working for your type of hair loss, you can simply return it. No harm, no foul. You're back where you were anyway. You're out nothing. And if it does work and you start seeing more hair, I couldn't pry it from your hands.
So let's see more hair. Because if it's going to work on you, you'll start to see that happening at about the 4-month mark.
Glenn is a good example of someone with that medium dark skin and more severe hair loss.
Wow.
You do have to have some hair left in the follicle. Do you see that middle area of the bald spot?
Right.
You can't water a field with no plants in it, so you have to have something to start with. Now, That after picture, though, that bald spot that's the size of my whole hand shrunk down to the size of the middle of my palm. It's amazing the results he got. Now, what kind of results could he have gotten, though, if he'd started even sooner? Even better. The sooner you start with a hair loss treatment and the iGrow, the better your results will be.
Watch this.
AJ, watch that whole top area fill in. AJ is close to my heart because he is a 51-year-old professional man. That thinning through the top, he said, I started seeing pictures of myself and I thought, who's that? That's not me. I see a stranger looking back.
And that's just 4 months.
That's just 4 months. Now, this hair will continue to grow through its normal growth cycle.
Basically, that could be you or your husband around Christmas or New Year's.
Yes. Michelle again.
What?
Yes. If this before picture is you now, watch over the course of the next 4 months between now and, say, January, the kind of results that can be achieved. Again, these are people who got great results by simply putting the iGrow on, pushing the on button, watching TV, checking their email, browsing the web, which they're going to do anyway. I'm sure there are people out there who are watching. If you're watching now, you probably have seen it in the past. You've been wondering, what can I do about my own hair loss? There are solutions. The iGrow is a real, clinically proven solution. And if our partnership with QVC allows everybody who's watching right now to give it a try, full 6 months, see the kind of results it can be, the kind of results that we heard from these reviewers.
Oh, it's
I
so
would love for
lovely.
anybody watching to be one of those people and to call us 6 months from now.
You have a 6-month return policy. You have an easy pay to break down what is admittedly an extraordinary price for what is admittedly a medical device. It is here on your screen a retail value of nearly $700. You own this and keep it for life. You begin to see results if it's going to work for you at about the 4-month mark. You have to stick with it every other day. If you skip treatments, if you lose interest, if you get discouraged after 1 month, you are not going to see the results that we really profiled for you from the pictures we have had. In the clinical study, in the group of people eligible to use it and see results, it worked on everybody. 16 weeks later, everybody had more hair. And that explains why this year, iGrow, because you guys have only been on QVC for a year, right?
About a year, yes.
iGrow is now nominated for a Customer Choice Beauty Award in its category of Best Beauty Device, and you have well done, earned that. We wish you the best of luck in winning our little statue, but for the moment, stay on the phone lines and use the Easy Pay to try iGrow. Jonathan, thanks.
Thank you, Sean.
Hey, a couple things. This is available from Doris and her line Doll 10. It's a 6-piece beauty collection.